My name is Melissa Thorne, and joining me today is Marc Mignogna. Marc, thank you for being here today and sharing your memories. And today is May 18th, 2019. So Marc, when did your family move to town and why did they come here?
We moved to town in 1994 from Silver Spring. I was about 9 months old when we moved into our home in the Twin Ridge development. One day they were out driving on 70 and they saw a sign that said new homes, and they looked, and that's how we ended up here. Another thing that brought my family to Mt Airy was it being the middle point between my mom's side of the family, who resides in Hagerstown, and my dad's side of the family, who resides in Pikesville.
Smack dab in the middle.
So smack dab in the middle. And it is also a commuter town. Mm-hmm. So. And
they commute to?
Well, at the time, my dad was in between jobs. He was commuting to Baltimore, to Gaithersburg, to, wherever. But now he commutes all the way down to Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And he's been doing that for the last 17 years.
Wow, that's a good haul.
Yes.
What was it like growing up in Mt Airy?
It was nice. It was a small town. There wasn't too much to do, but in the neighborhood I grew up in, there were always kids playing outside from early morning to dusk. And my elementary school was right down the street, so we walked to school sometimes growing up. And on the weekends, we were outside playing, or we were at our sporting events, but we were always outside.
So you went to Twin Ridge Elementary School?
Yes.
And then what middle school?
Newmarket Middle and Linganore High School.
Okay.
So I grew up on the Frederick side of Mt Airy, which is considered the smaller part of Mt Airy.
But we like to consider 40% and 60%, so Frederick County being that
Correct.
40%
in the 40%
population.
mark, not the 60%.
Yes. And what types of things did you get involved with as a child?
As a child, I ran cross country for Lightning Running Club, which is located in Monrovia. Oh. And we would have practice 2 nights a week, and we would have our meets on Sundays. And a few of those years, I advanced to the AU Nationals, which was held in a few different states. 1 year it was held in Disney, 1 year it was held in Ohio,
wow,
and 1 year in Tennessee. Fun. And then I stopped running in high school for a little while. Then I got back into it as I got older.
What organizations have you been a part of?
Recently?
Sure, and throughout your history.
Because most of the stuff I do now was fairly recent in the last 2 years.
Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, I'm a member of the Main Street Association. I'm actually running for a board position.
Good.
And I'm a member of the 4 County Lions Club, which is a service club that gives back to the community. And I'm also a member of the Parks and Recreation Commission for the town of Mt Airy. And I'm also a board member of the Mt Airy Pup Runners, which was established in 2016.
Yes, that's a lot of things.
And I'm also on the new town survey that Mayor Pat Rockenberg put together.
Right, the Growth and Development Task Force?
The Growth and Development Task Force, which is reestablished.
Yes, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You're involved in a lot of different things.
Correct. And my job is right in Mt Airy.
And you've got a job. So you're local, you're not a commuter, so to speak.
Not
outside.
Right now, but that could change.
It could change. So it's nice that everything's kind of local for you.
Yes.
What do you do for lunch? Do you pack lunch?
Sometimes I go home to lunch.
Okay.
Sometimes I go out to lunch. Sometimes I bring lunch. I do all different things.
What places do you like to venture to outside?
My favorite place to go to lunch is Conchetta's.
Okay, yeah, they're great for lunch.
Yes, they're great for lunch. They have a lot of options, and there's a couple regulars I have become friends with who eat there.
Okay. Is there somebody that you would mention that you've looked up to in town that lives or works here, or somebody throughout the years notable that you want to mention?
Somebody notable? I mean, there's a big list of people.
I know, and I put you on the spot, too.
I don't know where to start from there.
Okay. There's certainly a lot of people, especially you've been so involved with everything. I'm sure you've met a lot of new people.
I will say I look up to the mayor for what he has been through with cancer and fighting through it, and all that.
Yes, definitely.
So,
Well, thank you for pulling that for my questions. Another question, Mark. Can you tell me about what going to school in Mt. Airy was like?
elementary school was great because everybody knew everybody. A lot of the kids lived in my neighborhood. We walked to school together. We would play outside at recess together, and on the weekends we would all be outside riding our bikes, scooters, playing basketball, whatever.
Scooters were really big.
Playing sports and stuff. So that was great. Middle school was okay. And then high school was, okay.
Yeah.
But it gets a little harder as you get older sometimes.
More responsibilities.
More responsibilities, more drama.
Absolutely.
All that stuff.
Can you talk about any other places you've worked in town?
Yes. My very first job was when I was 14 at the Olive Leaf Cafe, which is now the Mt. Airy Tavern. I worked there for about 6 months. And then I went to J&P's. I worked there for about a year and a half. I was a salad boy there. And then I went to the Mt. Airy Tavern. I worked there for about 5 years. I ran food, I expedited, I helped in the kitchen. And then I went to Crying Johnny's. I was in the kitchen there. And then eventually I started running the kitchen for the last year I was there. And then I started working for a medical billing company about 4 years ago. And I have been doing that ever since.
Okay. That's wonderful.
So I've been around.
You have.
I would say I've gotten to know a lot of people through working at the restaurants. And I still, when I see them, I still stop them and talk to them.
Good.
And all that good stuff.
Very much building upon the small town character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mt. Airy, everybody knows everybody's name and everybody's face.
And that leads me to a next question. If you had to describe Mt. Airy to somebody who's never been here, has no idea, what would you say?
I would describe it as something special.
Okay.
Special meaning our own town. We're not like any other town. We're divided into 2 counties, and there's not too much, not too little, not too close, not too far from
That's a good way to
cities.
describe it.
You can get to DC in less than an hour, Baltimore in like 35, 40 minutes, Columbia in 40 minutes, so you're right in that middle point.
What are some places that, as you're describing what Mt. Airy is, that you're sharing with them that they have to come visit in Mt. Airy?
Okay, we have our museum, which is in our old train station. There's a lot to look around in there and a lot to read in there. And then you also have the caboose, which is right across the street.
Conveniently so.
Conveniently so, yes. And we have some nice shops downtown. If you're looking to shop around, we have a distillery, which is on the bottom floor of one of our buildings, and that draws people from all over the state. And we also have some really good restaurants down here.
Yes.
And not just downtown, all over Mt. Airy.
Awesome. Can you talk about any of the events that we hold in town? Have you attended any events? And what are some of your favorites or thoughts about that?
We have our chili cook-off, which is usually in the spring, early summer. That's one of our biggest events. That draws between 3,000 and 5,000 people downtown. We just had our first Oktoberfest last year, which was a huge success. And
what was involved with the Oktoberfest?
There was German food, there was a beer garden, there were vendors, all kinds of stuff, kids' activities, very family friendly. There was a cornhole tournament. I definitely encourage people to come down. And we also have Celebrate Mt. Airy, which is the end of August. That's like an evening block party for the community. I definitely encourage your neighbors and friends to check it out.
And a small plug this year for Celebrate Mt. Airy, we're going to have Celebrate Mt. Airy's 125th.
Correct.
And so we're going to make it a huge block party, birthday party.
Correct.
For our celebration there.
Yes.
So stay tuned in the planning
stages. And I also
stages.
encourage families and friends to attend the parades that we have.
Oh yeah, when are those
The
parades?
Firemen's Parade, which is, I think it's the Thursday of the week of the Firemen's Carnival, which I think is the end of July.
Yes.
And then we have our Santa Parade, which is the first Saturday in December, which is huge.
Yes.
So you'll see all types of people walking down Main Street, all types of groups, you know.
And the spirit of the community during those parades is just kind of electric.
It's mainly the spirit and, you know, the crowd.
Have you ever been in the parade at all?
Yes, I have.
Really? What did you do?
We walked, at the Mt Airy Pub Runners, walked in those parades a couple of times.
Explain Pub Runners group a little more.
Okay, the Mt Airy Pub Runners, we are a running walking group that meets every Thursday at 6:30 in the rail yard, which is right next to Blossom and Basket and across from the train station where the museum is. And it's a free group. We walk, the walk is about a little under 2 miles. The run is about a little over 2 miles.
Okay.
With that, you get one ticket for a free beer after you do your workout. And normally we meet at the upper deck, which is here on Main Street. Or sometimes we do a destination run, depending on the week. We do have a Facebook page. So if anybody's interested, please follow us on Facebook, Mt Airy Pub Runners page.
Okay.
And we post our weekly update.
That's exciting. And that's every
Thursday from March
6:30.
to about early November. We take a break in the winter, but sometimes people will just show up. But it's not as formal in the winter.
Okay. And is there a skill level you have to start?
No skill level. Family friendly. Bring the kids. Strollers, dogs.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's for anybody.
Great. So you've talked a lot about the town. How has it changed from when you were a kid to today? What have you noticed?
It has grown a little more. There's more to do now. When we first moved here, Walmart wasn't here. What else wasn't here? A lot of the shops in Mt Airy Shopping Center weren't here. Some of the restaurants weren't even built yet. TJ Maxx wasn't here. In fact, I was in Ames,
yes,
which is
I
a local
remember
discount
Ames.
store. So yes, a couple new developments have come along since we've moved here. A couple new little shopping centers have come along. We've had some businesses leave, some new businesses open.
What do you see for our future? And what do you hope for our future?
I would like to see the vision plan go through. I would like to see Center Street go through. I would like to see something happen with the Flatiron Building. And I would like to see our town prosper in a positive way.
Thank you so much for the interview today. I greatly appreciate your time and I learned so much about you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Have a good day.